Well, good afternoon, folks. I haven't had an opportunity to go live regarding the 2019 budget. We've had a very busy week here in Ottawa, and especially the last couple of days, we've been doing a marathon vote on the budget, and I haven't had the opportunity to give you my feelings about the budget. Uh, is it a good budget? I don't think so. I think if we all remember when the Prime Minister got elected here in 2015, he said he was going to work towards a balanced budget this year. And he was only going to have a teeny weeny little bit of a deficit. And here we are, $19.6 million deficit this year alone. What does that mean to us? Well, it means to us that at the end of this year, we're going to have a $705.4 billion federal debt. And that's up since even 2017, it was 671. So you can see the drastic increase of 30-some billion dollars already. And it's just going to climb. By 2024, which isn't that far off, folks, 5 years, it's projected to be $761 billion. Who's going to pay for that? We need to tighten our belts. We need to become more physically frugal. I don't want to see my grandchildren or children having to pay for this, and this is exactly what's happening here today. But the budget, it does have some good points in it, and I just want to refer to these. And again, there's some good points like the government has finally come forward and said, listen, if you want to invest in an electric vehicle for commuting or for general transportation, they'll give you $5,000 towards the purchase of that vehicle. And in our larger urban centers, it's quite good. And people that aren't required to drive great distances in the Yellowhead region, it may very well work. One thing I liked about this bill, there was approximately $1 billion put towards the municipal governments to help them refit their buildings to become more energy efficient, and also would enable them to offer subsidies to private property owners to increase the efficiencies of their residences. And I think that's great. That's something that is needed. Another area that I thought was very beneficial in this budget was approximately $1.7 billion being given for retraining people from one occupation to another. And we all know that in the Yellowhead, we've seen a drastic change with the conversion of our coal-fired hydroelectricity facilities to natural gas. There'll be a number of people needing this kind of training. And even with the downturn in the oil and gas sector, people looking at retraining, this makes funding available for them. So I think that's going to be very, very beneficial for our riding. Another area which I think is an excellent move is making housing more affordable for first-time buyers. But I don't think the government went far enough in their regulatory control on it, because we need to make sure that we don't allow random building and the cost of housing to go up just because the federal government is going to partner in the CMHC loans and stuff like that. Most of the information that I'm telling you right now is on my webpage, a number of different articles that we have produced as a Conservative Party. So just go through there and you'll find a lot of this information in more depth. The municipalities and First Nations, there's been $2.2 million given to them for infrastructure programs, which I hope that we will get some of that funding in the Yellowhead region. There are a number of municipalities that have significant projects, and I'm hoping that that funding will come forward to them. An area that I think was very important in speaking with many of our young residents of Yellowhead riding are student loans, and the government intends on reducing the student loan rates down to 2.5% percentage points. And of course the big one, which is the start of a national pharmacare system. This budget has put a fair amount of money forward to look at starting a program But again, the federal government must work with the provinces, and this is just the federal government's projection, but they need the agreement of the provinces to bring this forward. So the budget does have some good points that we need to look at that may be significant for the Yellowhead riding. But the big point that I think I want most people to remember, that this has a $19 billion, almost $17 billion deficit, and who's going to pay for it? It's going to be our children and our grandchildren. Thank you. Have a good day.